everyone, happy Monday. Welcome to Burn. My name's Janae. Thank you so much for joining me today. So before we get into our circuit, we're going to go through our modified driven warm-up. So let's make our way to the floor. I'm going to be starting back on our heels, kneeling position for T-spine rotations. So one elbow is going to be down on the ground in front of me, other hand's behind my head. We're rotating out to each side 4 times. Keeping that low back locked in and switching over, right elbows down, left hand's behind my head. 4, awesome. From here, making our way up to tabletop position for bird dogs. So lifting off, reaching back one heel, opposite hands reaching forward, coming back to the center, switching sides, getting 4 on each. Trying to keep my back nice and flat. Good, and from here we'll go into lift-offs. So lifting up my knees, my one foot's just gonna pick up, other hand's gonna pick up, pausing for a second at the top, trying to keep my hips from rocking back and forth, stabilizing the core, 1 more on each side. Awesome. All right, from here we'll go into our flow. So starting up in our high plank position, right foot's coming up to the right hand, reaching up to the right, coming back to the center, standing and shifting over to a lunge on the left leg. As we come back forward, left knee's dropping down, pushing that hip forward for a hip flexor stretch. Back to the center and switching sides. So left foot's coming up, rotating up to the left, back down, shifting over, lunging onto that right leg. Coming back forward, right knee's going down, pushing that right hip forward, reaching up, hip flexor stretch. Back to the center this time, rocking it back onto my heels, getting into that nice deep squat, and coming back out for round 2. Right foot's coming up, rotating up to the right, back down, shifting over to a lunge onto my left leg. So we come back forward, left knee's dropping down, pushing forward, hip flexor stretch. Back to the center, switching sides, left foot's coming up, rotating up to the left, back down, shifting over, lunging onto the right foot. So we come back forward, right knee's dropping down, hip flexor stretch, back to the center, second time, rocking it back onto my heels, and rocking back out for round 3. Right foot's coming up, rotating up to the right, back down, shifting over, lunging onto the left leg. So come back forward, left knee's going down, pushing those hips, tucking under, hip flexor stretch. Back to the center, switching sides, foot's coming up, rotating up to the left, back down, shifting over, lunging onto the right leg. So come back forward, right knee's going down, reaching up, hip flexor stretch. Back to the center, and shifting it back 1 more time into our low squat. Overhead, and we're standing up nice and tall. All right, let's get into it. So we've got 3, maybe 4, depending on how we're feeling. Little mini circuits today of 2 exercises. We're going to be repeating through those 2 exercises 3 rounds, 30 seconds of work apiece. After each little mini circuit, I'm going to throw a little surprise in there. So I'll let you know what that is when we get there so I don't ruin it. And then we're going to keep cruising through. So I'll show you the first 2 before we get started. Pretty straightforward. This first one's just a little kind of warm-up circuit to get us activated. We got glute bridges and push-ups. Making our way to the floor. Push-ups, pretty self-explanatory. We know those. Glute bridges we should also be pretty familiar with. So rolling those hips up, marching 1 knee at a time, alternating back and forth for those 30 seconds. So let's bring it to the ground. We're going to get right to it in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Round 1. So hips are rolling up. I'm going to keep my heels planted into the floor. Toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. It's going to really engage your hamstrings and these glute bridges more so than when we're just flat on the ground. Driving 1 knee up, keeping those hips raised. Want to get crazy, add a little single leg on each side or keep it level 1 with our marches. Just a couple more seconds here. And 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, pausing from that. Flipping it over, getting right into our push-ups in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Step on our hands. Elbows are coming down at about 45 degrees, leading with my chest coming to the floor. So my hips aren't leaning first. Chest is coming down, hips are dropping with me. If we need to at any point, take it down to your knees. For that modified version of our push-up, that's fine as well. We are just rocking out these reps for a few more seconds. Keep crushing it. Core's engaged, not coming up the top either. And rest. Awesome. All right, y'all, that's round one. Flipping it over, getting right back into it. Round two, glute bridge marches, going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Rolling those hips up, toes pointed towards the sky, heels digging into the ground. Let's add some level 2 single legs in for this second round. There we go. Working all the way through, keeping those glutes engaged throughout this whole movement. Good. Awesome work. Keep crushing it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right. Flipping it back on over for our push-ups. Getting ready to roll in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Up on my feet. Slowly lowering myself down. Powering back up to the top. Getting as many reps as we can in these 30 seconds. Remember, we're dropping it down to those knees anytime we need a little break. Let's power through. We just got 10 seconds left here, guys. Couple more reps. Last few push-ups. Let's get one more. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, we're gonna be done with push-ups after this round. Let's keep cruising. Last set of glute bridges going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, rolling up. Knees driving up, toes pointed towards the sky. Keeping those glutes engaged. On these single legs, I'm rolling my hips down to the floor and then peeling them back up. Each time rolling down, peeling back up. Glutes are staying engaged. Nice job. Keep working through these last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Awesome. All right, we are flipping it back over for our last set of push-ups. Let's get rolling in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Last set here, power through. Remember, those elbows are coming out about 45 degrees, coming back up to the top. If you want to get a little crazy, I'm going to challenge you to add a little pulse at the bottom. So we're going to go down, pulse it, bottom half, coming back up. So lowering down, little pulse. Woo, those are hard, coming back up. Let's get one more. We got 5 seconds left down, little pulse, and coming back up. Woo, those are tough. All right, that's the end of our 3 rounds. As promised, we got a little surprise. We're going to be doing burpees. Just a quick 5 of them, getting that heart rate up a little bit in between each of our little circuits. So for these burpees, hands are going down, feet are either hopping or stepping back into a high plank, hopping, stepping forward, we're standing up tall. Don't worry about the jump. So actually, let's make it 10 because these are gonna go by pretty quick. So hands down, feet back, feet forward, standing up, right back down. Let's get to it in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So hands down, I'll show the step version this time, backing up. We're standing tall. If we're jumping, back up, standing tall. So we're keeping a nice good pace going. That's 3, 4, we're stepping. Nice feet, 5, 6. Make sure those hips aren't dropping if we're jumping back. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome work. Nice little heart rate booster real quick before we move on. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it. And then we're bumping on to the next one. All right. Gonna keep working hard. So, we're gonna start off with another lower body, and we got another upper body. So we're going pop squats. So starting in the center, feet are popping out, touching the floor. Feet come back out, switching hands, touching the ground each time. From there, we're going into Supermans. So that one, we're laying on our backs. Sorry, laying on our stomachs, engaging our whole posterior chain, backside here. Feet are off the ground. We're squeezing the shoulder blades down low, keeping them locked in as we're reaching up tall. So no shrugging up here. Shoulders are staying locked. Those are our next two. Let's get ready to work. We are going pop squats in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So popping out, touching the floor. Quick hop back out to the center. Coming back in. If we need to take the jump out of these, we're stepping instead of jumping. Just make sure we're centering ourselves, not leaning more onto one side every time with that step. Here we go. Last 10 seconds. Whatever we're doing, keep it rolling. We're almost there. Good. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, making our way onto the floor for our Supermans. So laying on the stomach, activating our whole backside, reaching up, pulling down in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So feet are off the floor, engaging my back. Slowly bringing my hands overhead, pulling those elbows back down, squeezing my lats at the bottom, keeping those shoulders locked in as I reach overhead. If you have any really light weights, maybe 2s or 5s, you could hold those in your hands to add a little extra resistance here. We're still working without it. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, that's round 1. Back on our feet to the top, pop squats. Going in 3, 2, 1. Let's roll. It's going down, touching the floor, dropping those hips nice and low, powering back up, getting that little hop at the top if we can, taking it down, level 1 to that step if we need to. There we go. Keep a nice good pace going. Whatever we're doing, keep working. Just 10 seconds to go. Crushing it. Nice job. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. All right, bringing it back down to the floor for our Supermans on our stomachs. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, feet up, engaging our back sides. All the way up, shoulders staying locked down. Driving those elbows down at the bottom. Nice job, everyone. Keep a nice slow pace going on these. Engaging our muscles all the way through this movement. Good, almost there. Last 5. In 3, 2, 1. And rest. Awesome. Back up on our feet. Let's get right to it. Last round of pop squats. Going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Touching the floor. Right back up. Alternating hands each time. Make sure our feet are staying nice and soft, that we're not getting hard landings. Really absorbing the ground with each little hop or step that we're doing on these. Good, last 10. Keep going, keep going. Awesome job, everyone. Keep crushing it for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome work. All right, back to the ground. Last round of Supermans. Let's keep powering through. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Engaging, keeping our back activated this whole time. Pulling those elbows down. Keeping those shoulders locked in as we reach up. Nice work. Good controlled movements throughout this whole range. There we go. Good, over halfway through. 3, 2, 1, rest. Way over halfway through. Sorry, I got a little lost on my time right there. All right, you know what's next. 10 burpees, let's crush it. So hopping or stepping back, whichever one we're doing. Once you get done with your 10, if you finish faster than me, totally fine. Grab a sip of water, take a little rest, and then we'll move on. All right, get ready to roll. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So feet backing up. Just stand if you want to get crazy and add that at the top. totally fine, but we don't have to. I'm gonna stay with that hop. Backing up, 6, I think, 7, 8, keep crushing it all the way through, 9, and 10. Woo, took 10 burpees. Moving on. Grab a sip of water. We've got one more circuit that we're gonna get through today, and then we'll stretch it out a little bit, call it a day. Quick little burner, start off your morning. Or end your day, depending on when you're doing this. Alrighty. Another lower body, another upper body coming at you. So we're gonna be doing alternating single leg deadlifts. So one foot staying planted as I push my other heel back to the wall, keeping my hips level to the ground. Try not to lose your balance like I just did there. Back to the top, switching legs, so 30 seconds total. Then we're getting our shoulder push-ups, which is where we're walking those feet up towards our hands as I lower my head down towards the ground, making sure we're easing our way out of that upside down position because all that blood's going to be rushing to your head. And I'll show some modifications for that one as well. But let's get ready to roll for those single leg deadlifts. Going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So kicking back, driving my heel into the floor, squeezing the glutes as I come back up tall, reaching those hands forward, keeping my back nice and flat through this whole movement. Here we go, back and forward. Nice work. If you have any weights with you at home, feel free to add those in. So in that case, hands will be straight down, letting those weights fall right by your side. Definitely lost track of time, so we're going to just do a couple more. 3, 2, 1, and time. We might have gotten a little extra work in there, but that's okay. So making our way down for our shoulder push-ups. So hips high if we're doing those. I'll show you modifications if we need to. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. So hips are up, slowly lowering myself down towards the floor, just as far as I'm comfortable going. If we need to, take it down into a push-up. I know we did those earlier, getting some more, and pushing those hips back behind me, coming back down, pushing up into downward dog. If this movement bothers the shoulders at all, slowly lowering down as far as we can. 4, 3, 2, 1. And like I said earlier, slowly bringing yourself out of that upside down position, letting that blood rush back to the rest of your body. We are back up on our feet for round 2. Let's get it. Single leg deadlift in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So driving that heel back, arms reaching forward, squeezing the glutes, driving into the floor as I stand back up nice and tall. Getting as many reps in here as we can, but we're still making sure we're controlling that movement on each rep. So slowing it down if we need to. Got our last 10 seconds here. Nice job. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right, bringing it back down. Shoulder push-ups. Getting those hips high in 3, 2, 1. Hips up. Here we go. Slowly lowering down. Driving back up, pushing my head back through my arms, resetting at the top. Challenge yourself to go all the way down to the floor if you can. But if not, we're just getting that little dip at the top as far as we're comfortable going. Awesome work. Keep crushing it. We got 10 seconds left here. Great job. Couple more reps in 3, 2, 1. Slowly lowering out, bringing ourselves back up to a standing position. Last round through here, single leg deadlifts. Let's get her done. Going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Reaching forward, driving through my heel, coming back to the top, squeezing the glutes. Back staying nice and flat, hips are parallel to the floor. Finding a spot, watching on the ground this whole time to help me keep my balance. Again, adding any weights into these that you might have. We're just gonna go a little longer than 30 seconds for this last round to get some more reps in here, because I forgot when we started again. There we go. Get one more on each side. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome job. All right, making our way back down to the ground for a last set of shoulder push-ups. Getting those hips high, ready to work. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Hips staying up, so I lower my head down towards the floor, resetting at the top. Then we're taking it down into push-up with downward dog if needed. Awesome job. Last time we got to do these today. Challenge yourself to go a little bit closer to the floor if you're comfortable doing so. Let's get one more. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Slowly coming out of that position, making your way to your feet for our 10 burpees. All right, shake it out. Let's get ready to roll. Let's crush it. And we've got some time, so I might actually add another little finisher circuit in here for some core work. All right, let's get ready for 10. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So going at your own pace, adding in, taking out any jumps that you don't want to do, or if you want to do more, that is fine. Slow it down if we need to. Going as quick as you want to. I think that's 6 for me. 7, 8, keep going all the way to 10. And 10. Awesome. Woo! All right. Grab a sip of water if you need it. You're gonna make your way to the floor for a little core circuit that we're gonna add in here. Nothing crazy. So it's gonna be doing some plank variations, and then I'm gonna throw in some moving planks at the end. If you know me, you know those are my favorite. So we're gonna be going side plank for 30 seconds. So feet can either be stacked or one on top of each other, or that bottom knee is bent for some extra modification. So hanging out in the side plank for 30, you're just gonna rotate over to the other side. For 30, I'm gonna be flipping this way, but you can just turn around. 30 seconds. After that second side plank, so we're ending right here. After the second 30, we're gonna roll forward into a forearm plank for 30 seconds. After those 30, we're gonna add in 10 moving planks. So a little ab crusher at the end here, and then we'll really be done this time. No more burpees. We'll stretch it out and be on our way. All right, let's get ready to roll. Should be able to catch your breath by now. So those hips should be stacked right on top of each other. I'm gonna keep my hands on my hips. And we're getting ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Hips up, here we go. So hold in for that 30. If you want to, we can add a little rotation in as well. Some extra burn, so we're doing something and not just hanging out here. But whatever feet position you want, we're going stacked. It's gonna be the most difficult. Foot's in forward, or we can have that bottom knee bent, still hanging out in that side plank. Hips are staying tacked, slight rotation forward on the shoulders. Keep holding for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and just roll over. I'm gonna flip sides this way. Hips are coming up, right into that 30 seconds. So we are up, we're holding, adding in some movement if you'd like. Make sure we're keeping those hips up, not letting them drop down. My hips are staying stacked. Shoulders are just slightly rotated forward. There we go. Nice job, everyone. Keep crushing it. Last 10 seconds that we're hanging out here. Then we're going forward onto our elbows in 3, 2, 1. So just rotating forward, right into it. There we go. Really driving my elbows into the floor, pushing through my shoulders. Hips are staying level and not letting them drop, not letting them come up. Just hanging out in the middle. We're almost there. There we go, last 10. Rushing it all the way through, final 5. We're going right into our 10 moving planks in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going up on my left hand, back down with my left hand, up with the right, down with the right. Trying to keep my hips from rocking back and forth too much. Core staying engaged. Go at your own pace. 6 for me. Shoulders are right above my hands when I come up. I think I lost track. I got one more on each side. Woo! Back up and 10. Oh man, woo! Those are tough after all that. All right, we're done for real this time. Awesome work, everyone. Quick little finisher. Grab your waters. We're gonna stretch it out, then we'll be on our way. So, we're gonna do T-spine rotations, open up the upper back, chest and shoulders a little bit. So hanging out on our side, knees are pulled up past 90 to keep that lower back from opening up. Hips are stacked on top of each other. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other to start. One hand's going straight out on the ground. Drawing a big circle all the way around nice and slow, just as far as you can go, keeping your fingertips on the ground. Gonna get 3 on each side. Good, and one more, all the way around. Nice and controlled. Good, all right. This microphone's getting all up in my face. All right, flipping it over. Other side for 3. Knees pulled up. Heads resting down. Drawing a big circle. Whew, this one's tight. All the way around as far as we can. Nice and slow. Good. Perfect. All right, coming back around, good. All right, making your way, just rolling over onto your back. You're gonna let one leg hang straight down, grabbing the other one right above your knee. We're gonna stretch that leg out as far as we can. Stretch out our calves a little bit, getting that back side of our leg. Coming back down, back up. Moving that foot around a little bit. We'll do that one more time, down and up. And then my right leg is up, so I'm going to take my left hand outside that right knee, swing it across my body. Shoulders are staying flat on the ground. That right arm is extending out. Feeling a nice stretch down the outside of my hip here. Hanging out here for a couple deep breaths. So come back to the center, release that right leg. Left leg's coming up, holding right above the knee, extending that leg up. Pull my toe towards and away from me a couple times. Back down and up, seeing if we can stretch a little further. And we'll get one more. Down and up. Good, so now I'm taking my right hand outside that left knee, pulling it across, feel that stretch in my hip. Left arm's extended down on the ground next to me. Shoulders are both flat on the floor. Hanging out here for a couple deep breaths. And back to the center, releasing that leg. Feel free to add any other stretches in that you might want to do today, but that's all I have for you. Thank you so much again for joining me for Burn. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Stay tuned for all of our upcoming workouts. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.